You know, when you first meet someone, there's this intoxicating rush, a whirlwind of emotions that sweeps you off your feet. Everything feels perfect, and you can't help but get lost in the magic of it all. But sometimes, beneath that charming exterior, lies a darker reality. It's easy to overlook the signs, especially when you're caught up in the romance. So let's talk about some key indicators that might help you recognize if your partner is a narcissist. It's not about labeling someone, it's about protecting yourself and understanding the dynamics at play. First, pay attention to how they talk about themselves. A narcissistic partner often has an inflated sense of self-importance. They'll share stories that highlight their achievements, their intelligence, their looks, as if they're the center of the universe. You might find yourself sitting there, nodding along, while they recount tales of their latest triumphs, their promotions, or how everyone just adores them. It's not just confidence, it's a relentless need for admiration. It can feel flattering at first, but it quickly becomes exhausting when every conversation revolves around them. Next, consider how they react to your achievements. A healthy partner celebrates your successes, but a narcissist, they might downplay your accomplishments or shift the focus back to themselves. You could share your excitement about a promotion, and instead of cheering you on, they might say something like, "Well, I've always been good at that too." It's as if your joy is a threat to their self-image. You start to feel like your victories are just another opportunity for them to showcase their superiority. Then there's the issue of empathy, or rather, the lack thereof. Narcissists often struggle to understand or care about the feelings of others. If you find yourself in a situation where you're upset or in need of support and your partner brushes it off or makes it about them, that's a red flag. They might say something like, "I can't believe you're upset over that. You should just get over it." It's as if your emotions are an inconvenience to them. You might feel isolated in your pain, as if your feelings don't matter in the grand scheme of their world. Another telling sign is their need for control. Narcissistic partners often want to dictate the terms of the relationship. They might try to control who you spend time with, what you wear, or how you spend your free time. It can start subtly with comments about your friends or suggestions about your wardrobe, but it escalates. You might find yourself second-guessing your choices, wondering if you're doing things the right way according to their standards. It's a slow erosion of your autonomy, and before you know it, you're living in a world where their preferences dictate your reality. Gaslighting is another tactic frequently employed by narcissists. They'll twist your words, deny things they've said or done, and make you question your own sanity. You might find yourself thinking, "Did that really happen, or am I just imagining it?" It's a mind game that can leave you feeling disoriented and insecure. You start to doubt your perceptions, and that's exactly what they want. They thrive on creating confusion, making you feel like you're the problem, when in fact, it's their behavior that's causing the turmoil. Let's not forget about the love bombing phase, which often precedes the more toxic behaviors. At the beginning of the relationship, a narcissist will shower you with affection, compliments, and attention. It feels incredible, like you found the perfect partner, but this intense adoration is often a tactic to reel you in. Once they've secured your affection, the charm can fade, and you're left wondering what happened to the person who seemed so perfect. The sudden shift can be jarring, and you might find yourself chasing after the initial high, trying to recapture that feeling of being adored. Another aspect to consider is their reaction to criticism. If you ever dare to voice a concern or offer constructive feedback, prepare for a defensive response. Narcissists often react with anger or contempt, as if your words are a personal attack. They might belittle your feelings or accuse you of being overly sensitive. It's a tactic to silence you, to make you think twice before speaking up again. You might find yourself walking on eggshells, afraid to express your thoughts for fear of triggering their wrath. And then there's the issue of boundaries. A narcissistic partner often disregards your personal boundaries, whether they're emotional, physical, or psychological. They might invade your space, push you to share things you're not comfortable with, or dismiss your need for alone time. It's as if your boundaries are mere suggestions, easily brushed aside in favor of their desires. You start to feel like your needs don't matter, that you're there to serve their whims rather than being a partner in a mutually respectful relationship. Let's talk about the cycle of idealization and devaluation. In the beginning, you're the most amazing person in the world. They can't get enough of you, and you feel like you're on top of the world. But as time goes on, that idealization fades, and you find yourself being criticized or belittled. It's a roller coaster of emotions, and you're left wondering what you did wrong. You might spend countless hours trying to figure out how to get back to that initial phase, only to be met with disappointment. This cycle can leave you feeling emotionally drained and confused, as you oscillate between feeling like a cherished partner and a mere afterthought. Lastly, consider how they treat others. A narcissistic partner often displays a lack of respect for people they perceive as beneath them. They might be rude to waitstaff, dismissive of service workers, or condescending to anyone they deem unimportant. If you notice a pattern of disrespect towards others, it's a reflection of their character. It's a warning sign that they might not treat you any differently when the initial charm wears off. Recognizing these signs can be challenging, especially when you're in the thick of it. The allure of a charismatic partner can blind you to the reality of their behavior. You might find yourself justifying their actions, thinking they didn't mean it that way, or they're just having a bad day. But the truth is, consistent patterns of behavior don't change overnight. If you find yourself constantly questioning your worth, feeling drained, or doubting your perceptions, it's time to take a step back and evaluate the relationship. It's important to remember that you deserve a partner who respects you, values your feelings, and supports your growth. A healthy relationship should lift you up, not tear you down. If you find yourself in a situation where you're constantly navigating the minefield of a narcissistic partner, it's okay to seek help. Talk to friends, family, or a professional who can provide perspective and support. You don't have to go through this alone, and recognizing the signs is the first step towards reclaiming your sense of self. In the end, love should feel safe, nurturing, and empowering. It shouldn't leave you feeling confused, belittled, or drained. So take a moment to reflect on your relationship. Are you being celebrated for who you are, or are you constantly trying to fit into someone else's mold? Trust your instincts, and don't be afraid to prioritize your well-being. You deserve a love that lifts you up, not one that diminishes your spirit.